Greetings, I'm Rebecca Carner, Biofield Tuner. This is my 5th video in the series that goes along with my free PDF gift on how to strengthen your own biofield at home. That's available on my website, rebeccacarner.com. The first part of the PDF is sort of the foundational practices, and then I have sort of three advanced practices that you can do for yourself at any time with no tools and at no cost. This 5th video I'm really excited about because it had putting it into practice myself had a huge impact on my life. And it's something that I learned before I found Biofield Tuning. And then in the interim and during my practicing this, I have also seen how it dovetails so wonderfully into a lot of other wellness practices and really serves as like a baseline, as sort of a fundament builder. And so without any further ado, I'm going to get into the topic, which is what I call monotasking. I first found out about this concept from my sister. At the time, I was a solopreneur I was also a single parent with 3 young sons at home and in school. And my sister called me because she had just either read an article or seen an interview with a woman who was maybe a model and an actress, also an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, I think, with some sort of online retail something going on, and was a mom with 2 kids under 5 or 3 or something like that. And I guess in said interview, the interviewer asked her, how do you do all these different things? Like, each thing that you do is so different, and many of them take up all of other people's time. So how do you part and parcel yourself between these 3 really large undertakings? And she said, I monotask. And she went on to explain that she had gotten to where when she was at photo shoots or when she'd be doing certain things, she would be worrying about her kids. And then when she'd go to do something, and she said, and I kind of realized I wasn't ever really just focusing and doing what I was doing. And I was always torn. And so therefore wasn't really enjoying anything that I was doing. And so she consolidated her focus and went from there. Well, this had profound impact on me. At the time, I did what is very typical of everybody, particularly single parents and particularly solopreneurs, which is multitask. Oh, I have to be making a call while I'm cooking dinner, blah, 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 blah. I have to be kind of halfway listening to my kid and, doing something else and reviewing the other one's homework and this and that, And constantly my frazzledness, my burnoutness, truly at an all-time high. Now, those were also particular circumstances, but for me to harness my awareness and to do exactly what I was doing, and if the kids were in school or if they were at camp or whatever, doing what they were doing, then rather than worrying and being on the mental carousel about that, to do what I was doing, and then when I was with them, put everything else what I had been doing down and be with them and really drink up the enjoyment and really be with them, because the whole reason that I was doing all of what I was doing was so that I could, be with my kids when I wasn't doing that, except I was never even really there. So, right, mind blown, new practice begun, amazing, monotask. I have since learned cognitively, this whole concept of multitasking, the human brain can't effectively do it, period. If you think you're multitasking, if you think you're actually really listening to that person while you're also listening for the score on the game and texting somebody, guess what? You're not doing any of those things. You're not doing any of them to any degree of value or goodness. So just pick one. Listen to the game, Tell the person, I'll listen to you in 1 second. I'd really like to hear what you have to say, but I can't right now. Let me do this. Let me text this client back, whatever. Do what you're doing and then do each thing and do it fully. So if you think you're good at multitasking, or if you're thinking that you're multitasking and doing all of those things well, I kind of hate to burst your bubble, but you're not. Cognitively impossible. Secondly, energetically, and as of yesterday, I found this person who is also on YouTube called The Alchemist, who does a absolutely fantastic, truly a stellar job of describing really nuanced, a little bit esoteric, but true concepts very clearly and very well. I really recommend that really you watch, I don't know, I watched maybe 5 of her, I don't know, however many 150 videos, and they were each one excellent and super useful. So I really recommend The Alchemist. But she did one of the videos that I watched of hers yesterday, she went in specifically into the differentiation between discernment and judgment. And this is a thing that I think is really critical right now, given the cultural landscape and political landscape wherever you live. It doesn't matter if you're not in America when you're watching this video. Globally, the situation that we are swimming through, wading through like muck, needs each of us to be present, to be grounded in ourselves, and to really discern, does this make sense? Does this make sense to my heart? Does this make sense to what I see and what I believe? Does this really sync up with my values? Not do I like the person who is the mouthpiece of this thing, but is what they're saying really a beautiful match for me? And one of the only ways that we can start to cultivate discernment is to be where we are and to be really doing what we're doing. And that's when you start to realize, okay, so if you aren't halfway distracting yourself and kind of phoning it in and blah, 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 if you really just be at work when you're at work, if you slowly start to discover, I can't stand being here, my body feels bad when I'm here, then you will be able to begin the process of discerning, do I need to shift things here? Do I need to shift away from this type of work or this place of work or these co-workers or this department or whatever? It's only if you really are doing what you're doing, then can you accurately assess if it's worth continuing doing or not. But if you're only half-assing it and only partially there and thinking a million miles away and 10 years in the past and about 2 months in the future, and you're kind of not even really here because you're on the phone and you're not even looking around at what's going on. I mean, if you're not doing what you're doing, how do you know if it's worth continuing on to do? And then if anything new comes along, new information, new input, new decisions to make, whatever, how can you possibly sort and sift through all that if you're not used to doing what you're doing? The very last sort of energetic truth that this really brings up is that energy flows where intention goes. Like if we really focus on what we're doing, then that what we are doing literally blossoms. It flourishes under our focus. That's like if you imagine a side, let's see if I can do it, sideways sine wave. So that's like the initial thing. And then the feedback loop that it creates is then, okay, I'm focusing on the thing, it's flourishing before my very eyes. Then the feedback is, that what I focus on does well. And then that tells my brain, the more you focus on just one thing, the more you are intentional, the more you are present with what is, and it goes well, then it also then kind of shines and scrubs up and tunes your brain, your biofield of your actual mind, to then be able to hone its capacity to be even more focused and more intentional, and to be more appropriately discerning and assessing of, is this right for me, and do I want to keep doing it? So it creates then not only a positive feedback loop, but also a positive feedback loop in a positive vector, which is that what I do does well, and then that in turn feeds my ability to do well, and then the next thing I do it and it does well, and then I continue doing well, and then up and up and up we go, as opposed to distracted, chaotic, dispersed, diffused messiness that just messes and messes and just kind of keeps clunking around, you know, somewhere down at the bottom here. That doesn't feel good. Anyway, so that is my that is my talk on monotasking. It really, I feel how interesting. I lost a bit of my focus in describing all this, and I have been waiting all week to have the opportunity, the time and space to film this video, because this practice has been so deeply meaningful and concretely life-alteringly beneficial for me. And anything that I have really tried and efforted, and if it's gone well for me, it is always with such joy and such a heart song that I share it, because it's not like I think this is a good idea. It's like, I've done this, you guys. Like, everything that I've done that I say on here, I've tried it. I've tried it over time. I've tried it against all odds. Some things I've tried against all odds. And I'm only sharing that what I know can be beneficial. So with that, I would like to, everybody, take a deep breath. I have the luxury of being able to stand up during the filming of this. If you're sitting, or even if you're lying, you can imagine your feet on the ground, or you can bend your knees, and if you're on a couch or a bed, you can put your feet sort of down. But one of the best ways to monotask, to really be doing what you're doing, is to be in your feet. It's really hard to be in your feet and to be anywhere else but here, because our feet are truly the only thing that is in the present. It's really hard for our feet to be anywhere else but in the here and now. So let's breathe into our feet. And let's tune in to our ability to monotask and be present. Welcome. Welcome. Be here now. And fully do whatever it is you're doing. Even if you don't love it, right? The thing about multitasking, like, you can, monotasking is, wow, let me breathe. Okay, breathe, everybody. Breathe into your feet. If you can imagine putting each nostril on the arches of your feet, and when you exhale, really exhale through the arches of your feet and make that, wow, we do not know how to be here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to not know. Just try and then try again. And only do it one thing at a time. Try and only try to be in your feet. Don't try to be in it. Don't try and be in your pinky. No, be in your feet. There you go. Monotask. There we go. So, there we go. Nice, good. So I'm going to tell on myself a little bit. So here's the thing. I really strongly dislike putting away the clean dishes. I don't know why. I mean, like, I'll scrub pots and pans all day long with like a big goofy smile on my face, but man, don't make me take the clean dishes out of the dishwasher. Yes, I'm lucky enough to have a dishwasher. Don't make, I don't like to do that. I just really don't like to do that. But even if I really don't like the task that I'm doing, if I focus on doing that, like sometimes I'll call a friend and talk on the phone so that necessarily I can be distracted away from doing the physical thing, putting away the clean dishes, that I don't like to do. But I find when I remember and sort of hold myself to the practice of, well, Rebecca, you don't like putting away the clean dishes, and that's what needs doing. So what if you did that? Like, what if you fully did that? And what if you did that in the most beautiful way? Then I actually find that rather than just putting all my tea mugs and coffee mugs up and whatever, I actually kind of put them to where the ones that I like, that I think are the prettiest, are in the front. So that the next morning when I go get my cup of coffee going, and I'm like, oh, look, one of my favoriteest mugs is out front. So just by being present, I actually wind up sort of peppering my life with gifts to my future self that, I mean, are they important? No, but it's nice. And it's a nicety that I would have blown right past if I hadn't have just been doing what I was doing, which is something that I think I don't like doing, but then I appreciate it if I'm fully doing it, and I appreciate it later. Yeah. It's interesting. The tone has really opened up on this, and it feels, this feels really good. So many of the times when I do these group tunings, these sort of collective tunings, there's just, I bump into so much resistance, so much noise in the field, right? All the reasons, all the anxieties. It's amazing. I'm not actually bumping up into too many anxieties at even the thought of monotasking. We're used to multitasking. We always say we have so much on our plate, I have to do 18 things at once. But I think everybody actually just really does truly wish that they could just do what they were doing. And the suggestion of it doesn't seem daunting. Yay! Oh my gosh, yay! Then let's all monotask. Let's all. Oh my God, what if everybody started today? Oh, yes. And then, right? Haha. And then if you're just like fully at work and you truly did all you could do, and the market closes, you shut down your computer, you whatever, guess what? You get to monotask. You get to monotask your time off. Yes, you do. Monotask that weekend. What do I have to do right now? Oh, wait for it. Nothing. Saturday? Okay. All I have to do is be and sit in my chair at my kid's soccer thing. Outstanding. Let me sit. Look, I can knock sitting in this chair out of the park. You just watch me, right? Yeah, all you have to do is Netflix and chill. All you have to do in this moment, really, is enjoy the Amazon series that you've been waiting to binge. Truly do it. Do that and only that. Enjoy every instant of that. Yes. Nice. Wow, you guys. Outstanding. Wow, it's really effervescent in the field right now. All right, well, I'm going to shine this up. I'm going to shine this up and wrap up this video. This one isn't as clear as I thought it would be. Monotask. I get to do this. I get to do this. And then when I get done with this, whether I love it or not, then I just really get to do the next thing. There we go. Nice. grounded, it's real, it's straightforward, it's simple. Okay, the kind of ironic thing that's really coming through is monotasking, literally by its very name, because it's got mono in the name. It literally can't be bipartisan. Like, you guys, there is no intrinsic conflict or binary in there. It's mono. Like, all, look, ha ha ha. For once, finally something simple. It's simple and it's easy and it's only one thing. I only have to do one thing. Yeah. Even if it sucks a little bit, I only have to do one thing at a time. Yes. Ha ha. It's okay. It's okay, truly, even if it sucks just a little bit. It's okay. Because then when you're done, you get to be fully done. Ka. Ha. Finito. Yes. Nice. Outstanding. Oh. All right, you guys. Wow. Well, I hope that that was as refreshing as it seemed to be for you, as it was for me. Nice. Wow, you guys. Monotask. Really enjoy that. Start there. Start there. Okay, so yes, this was the 5th of the series, but look, if this winds up being the first one that you're able to really latch onto and do it. It's a yummy one. It's super wonderful. Oh my gosh. All right. Wow. Love to you all. Enjoy your monotasking. I can't wait to hear about the one thing that you did. Be well.